tapes are on. The tapes are on. I'll call a meeting to order. This is a work session of Mayor and Borough Council of both Seaside Park, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, August 1st, 2024, advertised for 7 p.m. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on January 5th, 2024. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Amabile?
Here.
Councilmember Condos? Here. Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Peterson?
Here.
Thank you.
The first item on the work session agenda, as we had promised ourselves and the public and the like, is continuing discussion of issues that had been brought up. It's reference to the Lightning Emergency Action Plan and any and all issues related thereto. And I know this was a topic of discussion of the Beach Recreation Committee recently as well, digested some of these issues and researched it further. So I can turn the floor over.
Yeah. Okay, so I forget what date we met last Friday? Thursday?
July 18th? Oh, your committee, I'm sorry.
Our committee, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I didn't write that down. But as we had said at the last session, like the discussion was, we implemented the plan, we accepted it as it was written at the last council meeting, so that we'd have, you know, something in place, and that these new lightning detection systems, which we have 3 of, and we've spent, you know, about $50,000 to install. So they're operational now, and currently, you know, they're operational from 9:30 in the morning till 5 p.m. In the past, we didn't have any system. We had handheld that the lifeguards, you know, were responsible for during their working hours, and they would be then responsible for clearing the beach. So this gives us something that everybody can hear now. It's, you know, in place. What we're proposing, or what we'd like to discuss, I guess, we went through a bunch of options as far as like keeping it as is to moving to something that was more 24/7. And I think where we netted out was coming back with a proposal that the horns or the sirens, whatever you'd like to call them, that we currently have set to go off when there's lightning present within 10 miles of our beach headquarters, that would be active from 6 a.m. to midnight. And that the strobes, which are the lights without the sound, would be active for 24 hours a day, so that it wouldn't disturb people that have expressed concern about, you know, sirens going off during the middle of the night. But the hours that we came up with were based on the fact that, you know, the boardwalk is used heavily during those hours. We have people bike riding up there, fishermen, etc. We have, you know, authorized people to use the beach for different, you know, activities that we, you know, I guess, incent people to go to, as well as evening activities like kite night and things like that. The hours currently, we had said, was Memorial Day to Labor Day, and we're proposing May 1st, October 1st, since that's when really most of the lightning storms would actually take place. Beyond that, we don't really think you need to have the horns going off, because traditionally you don't have people up there during that time. And I guess the other thing to say is that Karen was able to provide us with, and I think we'll continue to track, how often we actually get detection of lightning within both 5, 10, and 20 miles, again saying we would only have it go off when it's 10 miles, and the percentage that are during beach hours versus outside of those hours. And not going through all the total incidents, but, you know, it's kind of split. Like, it happened a lot during the weeks of June 30th when we installed it through 7/19. That was the period we looked at. So it was like 21 days, and in that time frame, about 7 days, there was lightning present somewhere in the area that would have set something off. A percentage of those were within that 10 mile. So essentially that was where we netted. I don't know if you want to...
The question is to, I don't know if you found, one was the big concern was weather watchers.
Yeah.
Remember we discussed, is there a lightning, is that a weather watcher, or do we have to have a human being there?
Right.
And Karen, would you find out anything?
No, so I reached out to the United States Life Saving Association, because it's their model plan that we have to follow. and asked them if this machine would be considered the weather watcher since it is fully automated, and it runs a self-test every hour that tells you if it's acting and if it's active and if it's communicating with the 3 siren stations. I have not gotten a response from them yet.
All right.
So that we don't know. Thank you.
That we
I
don't know.
forgot. Yeah, we did talk about that. And
The system didn't work yesterday.
It sure did.
Yes, it
Sure
did.
didn't work yesterday.
so
The
that's,
key factor, excuse me, young
Yeah,
lady,
no, no.
key factor is the weather watcher. If we can get back to weather watcher, the machine's the weather watcher, we don't need a person. The machine will be our weather watcher. So we'll have to wait till we get that answer from the lifeguards.
Alternatively, you could have the weather watchers doing normal beach operations.
Oh, they are, the weather watchers.
The system
We're talking
would
about-
be autonomous the
Mhm.
remainder of the period.
That would
See,
be
what
wonderful.
the concern is,
Yeah.
our concern was,
Agreed.
okay, September 10th, the lifeguards are gone, who's the weather watcher?
There is none.
There is none, unless the machine can be the weather watcher.
It's how you create the plan, is my.
Right, we could
Right.
modify that.
That would be correct, that's how you create the plan.
Yeah, so
As the
that's
plan is
a
now, you probably couldn't do it, you'd have to amend the plan.
lot.
And what were the other neighborhood, are the other neighbors that have their systems, what sort?
8A to 8P,
I'm sorry?
8A to 8P.
And that's
is,
Wortley?
Wortley.
Wortley's 8 to 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've had those.
And what-
Send me a
Brook
second.
Beach is a half an hour before and half an hour after lifeguards are present, but they keep it on until the last weekend in September.
So half hour before and half hour later?
Right,
Yes.
Okay, that's correct. That's correct.
That's Brook Beach.
correct, yeah.
I don't think Berkeley has one, correct?
Berkeley does.
Oh, what's-
Said
you know what
half-
theirs
my-
is?
My notes was half hour before and after.
Same as
Yeah,
Berkeley?
no.
So Berkeley's the same as Berkeley?
I'm not sure of their seasonality though.
Oh, yeah, I understand, but the hours, okay.
Right, yeah.
Berkeley the same as Berkeley. Okay.
I think Brick, you had said was strobes all year, the
Yes.
lights, yeah.
And the strobe is all year at Brick?
Yeah.
Yeah, sirens until last weekend, through the last weekend of September.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So,
In the alternative, if the machine doesn't take over, if it's not capable to do that, I mean, the chief is here, can we ask if we can designate a police officer to do that?
if we
Would that be
can,
possible, Jim? Have the officer in charge be the weather watcher?
Yeah, I don't know what's involved,
I have to look at the plan.
Yeah, you have to look at the
Let's take a
plan.
look and see what they're.
But that would be a good, an option if we can, right? It was a good, somebody who's on
Yeah.
duty, yeah,
Not officer in charge, just someone, right?
yeah, some,
I think the plan is written so specific to beach hours because the weather watcher, in addition to notifying and managing the public, is
Right.
like removing equipment. Where are you
Doing
sending
this.
people?
telling
to go?
people to get off the
Right,
beach,
so-
et cetera, yeah.
It would definitely need modification. We did talk about that though, chief, that, could that be somebody, if it turns out the system itself is the watcher, because
I
that's
got
what
it.
it's doing.
The watcher is to notify people, I'm pretty sure. Physically say, hey, this isn't a fire alarm, it's not the EMS, it's not, this is a lightning issue. Because people do come down, they'll hear a siren, they don't know it's a lightning detection system.
Right.
We have signage, we have to see,
Mhm.
those signs.
Yeah.
Probably at all the entrances to the beach, I would think.
Yeah, we talked
All
about
20
signage.
locations.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And our love-hate relationship.
Right, with signs, but
With
that, I
signs.
think that's essential, that we have to.
Oh, that's critical.
Yeah.
That's critical.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, we can keep reviewing.
That's
it.
critical. And we actually have, one of our beach control people starts work at 6 in the morning too. So, every day.
Oh, so it covers
So that's
that.
another person, and then, they can be aware, because there's people out in the, it's 14th Ave, so people out in the pier and stuff like that, whatever, so that also would help supplement that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the next steps would have to be. I mean, we'll wait for what the association says. And
So in the
you
meantime,
recommend we look at the actual document itself to see
Yeah, I
what
think
would
probably
need to
we
be
should,
modified?
I'd be curious to get Brick and, or Lee's, plans,
Okay.
because obviously they're after beach hours too. And see what they did.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe, Karen, can you maybe get copies of those plans?
Yeah, so far I've only been able to get Brick Beaches, which
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to get Wortley's.
And when you get them, if you can send them over to me, I'll take it. Thank you very much.
That's cool.
Great.
thank everyone for their hard work and ongoing research, which will continue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
The next item is discussion to implement non-conversion agreements for structures in the floodplain. Yeah, well,
Just Mayor,
start that.
the committee met on this issue. It was brought to our attention by floodplain manager Jamie to incorporate this into the package for when you're bringing your property, your home into flood compliance. It would get us points towards our CRS rating when we're reevaluated every 5 years to keep our rating where it is, or to get more points to increase our percentage off for flood insurance. Right now, we're at 7, which is 15% savings for flood insurance. What the forum basically will put in place would be for the homeowner to sign off when you build your enclosure or first ground level that's below flood, that you cannot convert it into living space, and that the blowout walls would not be finished off or finished with sheet rock and prevent it from not doing what it's designed to do.
Right.
So it's pretty
Blown
straightforward.
out.
Yeah, Jenna sent it over to me, and the language, and thank you, Jenna, the language in 200-42 is pretty clear. It says the application for a development permit shall be made on forms furnished by the floodplain manager and may include, but not limited to, plans and duplicate drawing to scale, nature, location, dimensions, elevations, area in question, existing proposed structures, fill storage of materials, drainage facilities, location of the foregoing. So I don't think we have to amend the ordinance. I think this would be part of the floodplain manager's forms to fill out. And basically all it's saying is you're gonna comply with the BFE, you're gonna comply with FEMA requirements. So when you do that, remember, when everyone walks away, don't convert it to a habitable space, basically is what I'm saying. It's storage in garage and cars if it's big enough. It's not your mechanicals, no plumbing, I mean, it's that simple. It's just confirming, understand that's what this is all about.
That's correct.
And I think it's a great form to have in the file, quite frankly.
I agree, and it would help us towards our
It's,
rating.
it's informative, so.
It is.
So that's nothing that, in terms of actual formal action of amending the ordinance, but everyone's aware of it.
Okay.
Next item is discussion to authorize a lease with Business 360 Solutions for postage machine. That's listed for consideration as Resolution 2024-246 at the regular meeting this evening. Follow up on some past discussions. Turn over to Karen.
Yeah, we only have one postage meter, it's in Borough Hall, all the departments use, send their mail up, and then the code goes back to, postage code goes back to that department so they can be charged appropriately. The lease on the machine in Borough Hall expired on July 30th. We have a 6-month window to renew the lease, and this is basically new equipment for $1.95 a month more over 5 years.
Seems like less than the increase for everything else.
Surprisingly.
Any other questions, comments from council on that?
I read that, yeah.
The next is discussion to amend Chapter 435-19 entitled Schedule 4 Parking Time Limited on Certain Streets, and that entails the ongoing review of those particular spots which have the time-limited parking, in particular the 30-minute, the 60-minute, 2 hours, and then there's a 15-minute. And the material change that's presented deals with 2nd Avenue, and you see that highlighted, the 2 spots, which, because now this is a one-way street, that would eliminate those 2 15-minute spots. I don't have that in front of me. Are there 2 stop signs there now?
Yes.
So each corner has one?
Each one has it, yellow on each side, the curbs.
Right.
Yeah.
So by statute, they would have,
You can't park within 50 feet
yeah.
of a stop sign at an intersecting street.
Right.
Yeah, the statute, Jen, I sent that right, and Karen, it's 39:4-138H.
Yeah.
Prohibits parking within 50 feet of
50
the stop
feet.
sign.
Any comments, questions from council on that one? That's on for a regular meeting as well.
I saw today it's all painted yellow and everything, so. The curbs there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. And did I misspeak? It's not on.
No, What-
Is it on for this?
It's not on.
It's not on for this
What?
evening. That particular,
Is there a resolution for that?
I don't.
It is.
It is, okay.
No, no, it's
No,
not.
it's
I don't see
Is there a
it.
resolution, Janet?
No, it's
No,
not.
okay.
It's
No,
a
it's not.
discussion of.
So it'll be on for the
Next
next
meeting,
meeting.
resolution.
then.
Okay.
So we'll make a note for that, for,
Yep.
So I guess this could be a unloading zone because it's yellow and it's marked as such, so.
Parking is parking. You
Gotcha.
stop your vehicle to load, that's parking.
I just wanted to clarify.
I would say no loading zone, no vehicles. I get that all the time in court. Well, I just left my engine running and ran the store for 3 minutes. I said, that's, no, it's standing, I didn't park. I left my keys in the car and the car was running. Oh, okay. Was the gear in park? Yes. Park. Thank you. I'd actually have to try those cases.
I thought I said, if you're neutral, my brake on. I'm in neutral.
So anyhow,
What's the time?
parking is parking.
Parking is parking.
the next item is discussion of cell tower lease bid. It's listed as Resolution 2024-251 for consideration at the regular meeting. And this came forth from work done by our consultant, the committee, our administrator, everyone's digested it. Any questions, comments? That went to our attorney's desk as well, I think.
Yes, I sent it was in my email to Jenna and Karen. I think you probably circulated it to the council?
Yes.
Yes, I did a full review. The FSD did a great job, I think, for us in this, and Karen, working with them, it turned out to be really good. And the documents in the bid submission package comply with the public bid law. And other than that, I think the two little changes they wanted was fine. I did check with our risk manager at the JIF. They amended our 15 million on liability to 5 million. And he said that would be a minimum as far as he's concerned for commercial liability, but it would be acceptable. So our insurance carrier has approved the downgrade to 5 million, and I did note that their prior lease was a 3 million per occurrence. So this is 2 million more than the prior leasing. So it is approved by our insurance carrier to go to 5 million.
Thank you. Thank everyone for the research. Any
Just
other?
one, how long was the contract again, Karen?
I believe it's 5 years, and then there's, I think, 3
5 and 3
5-year
options,
terms. Yeah.
20 years,
5
could be 20 years.
Okay.
And also, this is an above-market rate, and the
Oh, yeah.
normal
Yeah,
market
the
rate
rate-
is around 45 to 50,000.
Yeah, everyone did a great job.
This is a very nice rate.
Oh, yeah, it's a great rate.
And to have it for, and then 2 point,
2.5% annually.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good deal,
It's excellent.
yes.
And
Very, very
3%
good.
higher than what they're paying right now, which is above market.
It's good.
The next is continuing discussion to use Heartland payments for parking meter transactions. That too is listed, Resolution 2024-253 for consideration at the regular meeting. That's been discussed several past meetings as to researching the nature of whatever contractual arrangement, if any, exists in the current vendor, is that what they're called? And then I know.
Yeah, the Elevon, I sent a letter out July 15th, and I reviewed the Elevon, and it says just by notice, they didn't have a time frame upon which notice had to be given, just let them know, and they're out, and we can have Heartland come in, so,
And we actually need to keep them both open for at least 1 month, because there might be some overlap.
so. But I think we're good to go to give them the notice and sign up Heartland.
So then I guess that would become effective September 1st.
The MPay portion would, but everything else, the beach
That
badges,
could become
regular credit card,
immediate.
kiosks, that could become, yep.
So that concludes the written agenda items. Anyone on the council have any other items? I know we do have need to go into a closed executive session with the topic to be pending litigation at the conclusion of the work session prior to the regular meeting. Anyone else on council have anything further at this juncture? Hearing none, I'll go into the audience. If there are any public comments on any of the work session items, if anyone has them, if they could give their name and address into the record? Yes, Mike?
Mike Spadafino, 59th Avenue. I just want to say I'm very excited about your flexibility to try to improve this lightning strike system to accommodate and protect all of the citizens in town. I think it's marvelous. As you're going forward, instead of thinking about comparing ourselves to the standard of other towns, I admonish you to please consider being the standard that maybe they should consider doing for their residents, as you are doing the best for our residents. So I want to thank you for doing that, and I hope you implement it 100%. The other thing is a suggestion that when you do implement it, as Mr. Barsky had pointed out, with the, I think you said about the horns and all clears and stuff, that people don't know what it is. I don't know if, does the town have a regular mailing of something that goes out to all addressees in the town? I suggest that you include a directions on what this system is, how it's functioning, so that every single homeowner gets it, understands it, and whether they are renting the property out, to make sure that the people that they rent it out to gets the information, or if they are a resident, that they know that the all clear isn't the emergency squad being called up. Great, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Any other public comments on work session items? Hearing none, I'd close the public portion, and I would entertain a motion to go into a closed executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Amabile, second by Councilmember Connor. And before I call for a roll call vote, I know we've batted around logistics here. I've been over the years, if everyone's comfortable in that room, it should not be a lengthy session. Alternatively, we could exclude the public momentarily.
The back room is fine.
Not anticipated to be lengthy. Okay. So then, that being said, we'll have a roll call. Do we need to read the resolution?
Yes, the resolution has to be read to the record. Madam Clerk?
Sorry.
Madam Clerk and Mr. Mayor are done. Mr. Mayor should have advised Madam Clerk. I'll take the hit.
Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss pending litigation, whereas minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting.
And we have a
Motion
roll
second.
call.
Need a
and
motion second.
Yes, we have that on the record, so have a roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And we will